Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers and Assistant Ministers, Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Member of Parliament, and all those in public gallery or either watching from the comfort of their home, a very good evening to you all. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Attorney General and Minister of Economy for presentation of a well-planned and cost-effective budget. National budgets are often considered as one of the pillars on which nations are built. The stronger the pillars are, the stronger the nation becomes. The budget is not just about money and figures. Just like the way we build a higher raised building, the foundation and beam needs to be strong to uphold the building structure. It's about strategic planning while we are doing foundation in order to sustain the structure no matter how high we build. Likewise, the nation's budget should always supplement the last year's budget and at the same time create a pathway for next year's budget so that we can continue to build our nation to take it at a higher level. What I admired most about this year's budget announcement was the prudent and strategic allocation of resources. On the other hand, Honorable Speaker, I was appalled to hear that even in 2019, suggestions are being made based on ethnic lines. I just can't understand, Honorable Speaker, say what the problem of Honorable Opposition Leader has with calling everyone a Fijian. Do we not bleed the same blood? Do we not share the same struggles? Do we not help each other when we see our fellow Fijians in need? I just don't understand why he continues to do this for so many years. I sincerely hope that Fiji National Federation Party comes out strongly against such statements which are not only causing division but also an unjustified attack on sugarcane farmers of all ethnicities. While two members of Fiji National Federation Party have remained silent, I sincerely hope the leader won't hide underneath the table tomorrow. Honorable Speaker say, I would just like to remind opposition that this government does more than any other government has done for single Fijians. For every single Fijian, regardless to their ethnicity, gender, religion, province, skin color, or any other factor. Honorable Speaker say, we can't change our nation if we fail to change ourselves and our mindset. Fijians, they need to change their mindset to start to value what is around them. Likewise, very rightfully said by Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Economy that government builds the asset but it belongs to Fijian. We need to value it and we need to add value to it. Such a profound budget, yet unfortunately all that was seen by opposition in this budget was decrease in allocation, and without even understanding the budget or impact of it, the commentary started. We have been hearing this commentary for past 5 years, Honorable Speaker, and yet the country is moving forward. Fiji Fest has been delivering the budget, executing the budget, and delivering the service that was and is expected by ordinary Fijians. For Fiji Fest, having a lawyer as Minister for Economy doesn't mean lawyers on other side can now become economists as well. Good try, Honorable Niko Nawaikula. But unfortunately, you have only expressed yourself and your lack of knowledge and ability on how to contribute towards a fruitful debate. The opposition just can't seem to be able to put Fiji first. All that matters to them is their political future and not about the future of Fiji or Fijians. Honorable Speaker, during the Business Committee meeting, Opposition Whip requested for a budget workshop, and it was agreed to by government to conduct the workshop where all experts such as Permanent Secretary for Economy, CEO of Fiji Revenue and Customs Services, and other senior officials were present to address the quorum.
Point of order. Honourable Speaker, sir, point of order. The honourable member has misrepresented in the House, Honourable Speaker, sir. I did not, in the Business Committee, request that workshop. It was informed to us by the Secretary General by email, and I was following up on that email whether that workshop was to happen, Honourable Speaker. So I did not make that suggestion. I asked the honourable member to withdraw that comment. Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir.
You have the floor, Honourable.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. A budget workshop where senior officials were present to address the quorum and answer any questions related to the budget. To my surprise, Honourable Member, none of the opposition members stand up. This clearly showed that opposition leaders stopped them from finding out the truth about the budget by not allowing them to attend. They would have found out the truth and would have gained better understanding about the budget during the workshop, and their leader had the fear of his members supporting the budget instead of opposing it.
Honourable Speaker, sir. Point of order, Honourable Speaker, sir. Once again.
Order. Point of order.
Once again, the honourable member is misrepresenting the House. He has now alleged that the honourable leader here had stopped us from going to the workshop. Now, if the Honourable Attorney General recalls from our Business Committee meeting that we had indicated if he had had his workshop earlier in the week, then it would have been possible for us to attend. But he didn't schedule it early in the week, Honourable Speaker, sir, and we were busy on that Friday. We had our own work to do, so that member needs to withdraw his comment about our leader misrepresenting the House and making that allegation. Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the Honourable Tambuya is actually misleading Parliament herself in her response to the Honourable Whip from government side that there was no discussion about it being on Friday or whatever date. The Honourable Tambuya asked whether we are going to have a similar workshop, and we did say, as we've done in previous years, we will have a similar workshop. She did say, if you can let us know when the workshop will be held. We said, yes, we will let you know. And Mr. Speaker, sir, you were there, the Honourable Prime Minister, everybody else who's in the committee was there. That was the extent of the discussions. And she's misrepresenting it, saying that we actually agreed on some type of date. She said if you have it earlier or if you have it later, we won't turn up. None of that was discussed. And the meeting, the minutes will actually demonstrate, the Business Committee meeting minutes will demonstrate that, Mr. Speaker, sir. And the response by Honourable Maharaj, the Whip, about the, whether allegedly the Minister for, the Leader of Opposition allowed his members to come or not, this is taken in the spirit of the debate that we've been having now. They make all sorts of allegations and statements without any factual basis. If the Honourable Whip has missed out the word alleged, then, of course, we're not in a court of law, but he probably would put that in. But the fact of the matter is, there has been a lot of gesticulating coming from the other side. There has been a lot of, innuendos made, assumptions made, without any factual basis from the other side. It's very simple, Mr. Speaker, sir. Very simple. Very simple. You can't handle the truth. Order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honourable members, I think the point has been made by both sides already. And this, it was discussed in the Business Committee, and what discussed in the Business Committee stays put. So that's Honourable member, you have the floor.
One more.
Say on this note, I would like to request the opposition to stop begging for such things and wasting our time when they don't have to attend. Perhaps this is why Honorable Nico Nawaikula is not aware that there wasn't any cut in any salary. Sorry, Honorable Nico Nawaikula. Sorry, Honorable Nico Nawaikula, I wasn't here when you delivered your speech because I knew you would speak.
It is very, very serious. He hasn't looked at the budget. Everywhere there's a cut. Except Ministry of Health. Except Ministry of Health. So don't come here and mislead the House. Can you read? Except Ministry of Health.
Floor, what's that?
You don't understand. Military cut does not mean Segwon cut.
Sorry, Honorable Nico Nawaikula, and I'll repeat this again. I wasn't here when you delivered your speech because I knew you would speak everything else except for truth. Had I been present in the chambers, I would have actually lifted my hands to disagree with you. I totally disagree that there was cut in salary due to reduction in the budget. So, if you lied about this, how can we believe the rest of the things you spoke about? Honorable Speaker said, the lack of wisdom, respect and knowledge was shown when Honorable Bula Nauda was speaking earlier today. I must remind him that this is Fiji First government led by Honorable Prime Minister and not, I quote, Bainimarama/Khayyum government. When he can't respect honorable members of the parliament, how will he and other opposition members respect ordinary Fijians?
Order.
Honorable Speaker say he needs to put his brain in the bucket filled with that boom detergent sitting on his table that might just clean his mind and his thoughts. And honorable member, if that doesn't help, let me know. I will provide some janola for free. It might be then he may start to respect honorable members of parliament instead of calling members by their names. Let me remind honorable member that Honorable AG's surname is Syed Khayyum and not Khayyum. How would it seem if I start calling you Nauda, or your leader is Buka, or Honorable Nico Nawaikula is Kula? Please learn to respect others before you can expect some respect for yourself.
Order.
I know and I understand Honorable AG is as smart and more learned than you are, and you hate him for that and his guts, but that doesn't mean you show disrespect to him in this august house.
Order.
We recognize and respect your leadership as honorable, and we expect other side to do the same. If you continue with such cheap shot, I don't think you qualify to be an honorable member yourself. As I alluded to earlier, all Fijians need to take ownership of properties that the government is building around us. It is built for them and it is going to be utilized by them. So what's the harm in keeping it safe? Why do we still have the mindset that it's government property, so why should we care? The nation cannot be built overnight. The vision of our Honorable Prime Minister is to reform organizations such as FNPF to sustain it, and not like some other leaders sitting here who carried out reform to close the door of organizations such as National Bank of Fiji. Honorable Speaker, one does not have to have PhD in economics to know that economic growth and social financial management creates more jobs and hence reduce overall unemployment as well as youth unemployment. This is particularly true if economic growth is sustained for a longer period of time, such as the case in Fiji under our Honorable Prime Minister. 10 years of economic growth means more jobs, more opportunities for Fijians, thus leading to a better living standard. Honorable Speaker, the 2019-2020 budget shows that the Fiji First government is serious and committed to what we have said all along. The opposition has nothing to add value to the debate. We had announced in our previous budget that we are on the path of fiscal discipline, that the deficit will be reduced. We had also informed this House that part of the expenditure in the past two budget was associated with rebuilding and rehabilitation works associated with Tropical Cyclone Winston. Honorable Speaker, the opposition cries when we spend to build that we are spending too much. They cry when we spend less on operations that we are spending too little. Can we take them seriously? When asked for an alternative budget, they say they don't have it. There seems to be too much division within the party members that they can't come to consensus in formulating an alternative budget. I asked them, what do they have that they can offer to our nation? Basically nothing, Honorable Nikona Waikula, nothing. Honorable Speaker, nothing.
Order.
Honorable Speaker, the budget should be commended as there is no increase in VAT, there is no increase in corporate tax, there is no increase in PAYE, no salary cut, no job losses. Honorable Speaker, some of the opposition members have said no increase in beer and cigarette taxes is a great thing. Honorable Speaker, while we do acknowledge that there is no increase, should opposition members go out and start promotion with regards to consumption of alcohol and cigarettes? Being opposition doesn't mean bringing negativity in everything. This brings me to my next point, that youth groups in Fiji are very vulnerable to information that flows all around. In this modern world, technology plays a very important role when it comes to interacting with people. Digital Fiji is the way forward. The initiative shown by the government of having everything on digital platform has taken Fiji to the next level within the region. Accessibility to free, fast internet in public places is allowing Fijians to be well connected to the rest of the world. In this ever-changing world, these are things that we need to have on our fingertips. And that is exactly where this government is taking this nation. Honorable Speaker said, youth unemployment is always been an issue, but this government doesn't live with such issues. We believe in resolving it. Bringing Ministry of Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations and Ministry of Youth and Sports under one leadership was once again a bold step by the government to see how best we can help our youth through National Employment Center for them to secure a job and improve the standard of their livelihood. The two ministries would be working closely to train youth registered in NEC to provide them with relevant training and upgrading their skills for them to participate in seasonal working scheme and Pacific labor scheme. The youth registered in NEC would be trained by Ministry of Youth and Sports. Once well trained, they would be awarded certificate in which will also assist them in applying for seasonal working scheme and Pacific labor scheme. There is lot of things these two ministries can do together, along with other ministries, to ensure Fiji First government vision of no one is left behind. Very soon, the ministry will go online as far as NEC is concerned to ensure that potential employers can simply go online to access information with regards to the Fijians registered with NEC from the comfort of their office, rather than them having to visit the ministry. Full profile of a person registered with NEC will be available online. With the vision of Digital Fiji, we must act smart and align ourselves and our ministry to be up to par with technology. The two ministries will work closely with other ministries and take advantage of the opportunities created through the economy. The future of the nation depends on the investment that is done in our youths. Youths are our nation's foundation, and we need to ensure that we invest in them to have a stronger foundation. Honorable Speaker said, I salute this government for giving so much importance to their younger generation. With these words, I fully support this year's national budget. Thank you, Vinaka Bakalevu.